Hello, everybody, and Happy New Year. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you. What do you need to know about this cold snap? It's going to be around for a while. I'm going to show you the facts coming up next.
Now, a Hutch's weather update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
All right, thanks to you and thanks to my fine sponsors at Robert Gibb & Sons. Keep them in mind if you have any needs whatsoever, residential, commercial, or even, well, your business. So keep them in mind. They've been doing it for over 100 years and they'll get the job done and get the job done right. All right, here is a look at our forecast, but what we're going to focus on in this update is going to be the deep cold and the temperatures that'll be making their way in. Now, on this map, what you're going to look at here in a moment is colors, and those colors will represent our temperatures that we will be undergoing as we go through the next several days. Now, one thing to keep in mind, where you see the blue edge there, that's the edge of the cold air. That's going to be diving down, and the purple stuff, that's the real snot freezing stuff. It's going to be cold out there, folks. And a survival kit in every car is a must when we have weather this cold. Should you become stranded, you want things to not only stay warm and keep all your passengers warm, but having some food and water in case you are on the roadside for any length of time. So the real cold stuff, the sub-zero air, begins making its way in as we go through New Year's Eve and into New Year's Day from north central parts of North Dakota, straight out of parts of Saskatchewan. Now, if you follow the blue, the edge of the blue is the freezing line, and it makes its way all the way down south into the southeastern United States and the East Coast as we head into Thursday. So it's going to be cold here, but the real cold air starts pooling up here and really developing as we look out into British Columbia. Now, put this into motion, and that cold core of air slides right into the northern plains and it stays put. You can draw a diagonal line from the Pacific Northwest right into the southeastern United States, and that's where this cold air is going to orient itself across the central plains and the east coast and the far northwest of the United States. Here comes a surge of cold air. This is Arctic stuff here, folks. These are air temperatures approaching 40 below as you look into Regina. Now, as we go down into next week, so the first full week of the new year is about over, and we continue to see cold air as far south as the Gulf Coast states, at least the northern tier. But this air mass is spatial, and because it's so special, it's going to continue that cold pulse of air right down into the Gulf Coast states. See the freezing line right into the Gulf as we go into our 9th and 10th of the month. Here it comes swirling back around the Hudson Bay low, and it comes back down for the central and eastern half of the nation as we go into the whole second half of the month of January. So we start the whole half of January off, the first half that is, with very cold weather. At times we'll be in the teens, and some of us could see 20s below in the mornings in particular. Wind chills look to be pretty nasty, but we can look out a little bit farther than this. So to do that, I'm going to look at a climate model, and this climate model will go out a little bit farther. But keep in mind, the farther we go out, we can't be as specific about the exact temperatures you see, but what we can do is tell you the trend. So here we go through the 6th, through the 7th, the cold blob stays put in the northern plains and spreads out into the mid-Atlantic states. There are brief reprieves from this cold air along the west coast, particularly the southwestern United States, and at times along the Gulf Coast. But this flow will just keep going, and this is a 22nd, folks. So no real big warm-up through the month of January as we go from the 24th, 25th, 26th, another cold slop and slosh of air comes. And just when we think we're about done with this mess, here's the 24th. Look at this, 20 to 45 below as we work our way through the latter part of the month, all the way through the 26th. Not a lot of remediation from this nasty cold air throughout the entirety of the month of January. Maybe there's what we call the January thaw late in the month. That is a look at this cold air stretch, and here's a peek at your 7-day planner as we go through the first little bit of the new year. Mighty chilly air, that sub-zero air arrives as we close out the work week, and your celebrations of the new year are definitely cold ones indeed, with this gusty north wind, over 25 miles per hour at times. Stay warm again, have a survival kit, and know that you can get the latest road conditions and your weather reports right here on hutchesweather.com. Anytime, no matter when you're there.